Welcome back to the Crestline portion of Coach's Corner East on this Wednesday, October 20th. And heading into week 10, the boys are ready to go, that's for sure. Josh he wants the microphone first. I want to remind everybody that we're brought to you in part by the Burkhardt family at the Burkhardt Farm Center, Case IH Gaylor Street, west of Gallion on the Manette New Winchester Road. Mike Kleinite at Ad Credit Residential Lending, DeCyrus Mount Gated in Marion. Sweet Baby Ray Jones, Davey's little brother at Ohio, Dornsash, 120 South Street in Gallion. And we start out tonight with acting head coach.
Yeah.
And,
Coach Wright.
Unfortunately, I heard from Coach Johnny King today, he will be unavailable for the last game of the year coming up this week. So Coach Bryan Eshelman is with us as well.
Whoa.
You take the reins as the head coach, and before we get started into last week, not something that you necessarily wish for, but are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think so. This year has been interesting anyway, and I've been in this position sort of already all year with him doing different athletic director duties throughout the year. So as far as running practices and things are concerned, we haven't really missed a beat. It's been pretty much the same, but this will be the first time on Friday night that I'm doing all the reins. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I also understand we're going to delay basketball season a week and get head boys basketball coach Tyler Sanders down on the field, former girls basketball coach Kyle Strout, who are both your junior high football coaches. They're going to be spinning the dials a little bit, and they're going to be down helping out. And that's got to be somewhat of a thrill for them, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. They were nice enough to offer to help us out with the last game. We were already down 2 coaches going into this week, so losing another one kind of definitely put the pressure on to say, hey, can you guys come help out? And they were gracious enough to do so.
Very good. Last week you head over to Lima to a Perry Commodore team that's been playing pretty good, and they hit a pretty high score on you, 49-9. Still without a win, 0-8 overall, 0-5 in the Northwest Central. And they get 4 scores, 22 points in the first quarter, including a safety on a punt attempt. And then one more score for Perry in the second quarter made it 28-0 at half, and they tack on 2 more TDs in the third quarter to get the running clock going 42-0. But you guys tackled a Perry player in the end zone for a safety at 10:40 of the fourth quarter to get 2 points, and then a TD at the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Who scored that TD? Because I didn't see any of the statistics.
Trevor, I think. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so he got that TD. And then they closed out the scoring with 44 seconds left on a 35-yard run. And you kind of wonder, is that rubbing salt in the wound? But it's probably a young kid that, they practice during the week. They don't want to lay down necessarily, and it's kind of hard to look cross-eyed across the field at the coach and say, what the heck are you doing? Do a Nick Chubb and run out of bounds at the 1 or something.
You can't fault them. I mean, in all honesty, I think we came out and 2 weeks prior had played our best game.
Yeah, right.
And then come out and we just didn't perform. I felt like we did not have the same energy from the week before. Came out kind of flat and just didn't put it together. Even late game, there were still misfires on different things, and we've got to do better this week and coming out ready to play.
All right, very good. And their quarterback, Ryan Yinks, who Coach King and I talked about last week, he kind of runs the show, 6 of 10 for 223 yards and 4 TDs, and their wide receiver, Terry Riley, 3 receptions, 94 yards and 2 TDs. And so it's something that, you watch film and you say, well, we got one more opportunity to play as brothers, to play as a group of young men in a game that they love to do, and you got an opportunity to do it home. And you don't have to go on the road. You can do it home in front of your home fans one more time and send these seniors out, win or lose, with a lot of gratitude for years and effort put in. And I know on the ledger it doesn't come up in wins and losses, or the wins like you would have hoped for, but still some good things can come out of it, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. We just talked about that today. We had most of the seniors sitting around here having played all 4 years, and so just them coming out helps build up for the next year.
Yeah.
And getting that foundation. When we came in 3 years ago, we were starting over, and I feel like we're at a point now where we can really tip that scale going forward into the next year and have some momentum going on, even though we didn't quite live up to it on the scoreboard. But culture-wise, I think that we're getting to where we want to be.
Yeah, very good. We'll take a break here before we talk to all the seniors around the table. We're brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth, Brad Cyrus, Plymouth Insurance Group, Galleon and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus. Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli, just east of Pizza Hut at the Bridge in Galleon. First up, Connor Lusk, and Connor is one of those guys that has played all 4 years, right?
Yes, sir.
And I noticed some pictures that your mom had placed on social media of you back in probably 5th or 6th grade, and I'm looking at those, I'm like, that doesn't look like him, that can't be him. And it was like a lineman number. Were you playing line back then?
Oh, yeah. I was a lineman.
Yeah, do you ever wish to go back to that, or you're done with it?
Sometimes I can go back.
Is that something you've talked about this week in
Oh,
your final game, or?
I've talked this the whole season. If you need me down there, I'll play down there. I think it was 55 was the number, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I think that was right. So, so you're coming up on not only the final game of the season, it's your final game of your career. A career that's not been noted with a lot of wins, but it's something to say that you've stuck it out for 4 years. And I can tell you, and I was going to kind of save this for the end, but I think now is the most appropriate time because you've played 4 years. When you're on a winning team, it's easy to come here every week and talk as a young person. It's not easy to do what you guys have done, and you especially have gone through 4 difficult years. That's hard, but it's also commendable. And because you're going to face stuff in life that's not easy. And what you're learning now through the tough times, through adversity, to come out, and you and the coaching staff, all you kids have never hid from not being successful. You never blamed it on anybody else. You took ownership for it. That is not easy to do, but I can tell you it's very commendable as a young person, so I give you great honor for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so your last game at home, in front of your crowd, in front of your family, in front of your friends. What's it mean to you? What have you thought about that yet?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's gonna be sad at times, but I'm gonna go out there and try to have as much fun as I can, do the best I can, make it the best game of my life.
I think that's it. I mean, we've talked about it. Josh brought it up before. It's playing with the brothers, and there's nothing like it. Geoffrey even said, "I wish I would have played all 4 years." He's noticed it in this short 10 weeks or whenever he came on. There's nothing like it, and that's not to put down basketball or any other team sport. I still think football is the greatest team sport there is. You get one payday a week. You spend a lot of time with these friends. You put in a lot of hard work. You get hit. You get beat up, and you all come and it's for one thing. And now you empty the tank. There's no more tomorrow. You're not going to go on to the playoffs. Let's be honest about it. This is it. So I wish you the very best. I want to thank you so much. I know we're going to talk during basketball season. I'm not trying to get emotional, but thank you for what you've done for this program, for your school, for your community. It's very commendable, and I give you a lot of credit for it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Josh Hall's up next. And welcome back. And I got to get my fantasy update. How did you do last week?
I lost, dude.
I beat him.
McCaffrey sold, and then at last minute I was looking for a running back, and I picked up Myles Gaskin, and dude, he sold. Oh my! I should have known picking a Dolphins running back.
Yeah, well, and then they go play in London, and then they get beat.
They got beat by the Jaguars.
Jesus. Well, we have a game at hand. We got Elgin coming in this week. Your last game as a senior. It's heartbreaking, but yet it can be very memorable. And as you've gone through practice, and let's face it, you're down to one more practice now.
Yeah.
And that's it, and one more game, and you're never going to put those pads on again. What's the impact that it's made on you this week, Josh?
I would say just adversity the whole year. We faced adversity, and it feels good to know that when all else fails, we still got each other, no matter who's there.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I picked up from the sport.
Yeah, for sure. And Elgin will be a tall order because they put on points like it's Madden, a really good Madden player. They can put points up. They give up a lot, but they score a lot. So your defense is going to be hard pressed. Well, enjoy the experience, enjoy that moment, and when you walk off for the last time, walk off with your head up and be proud. And again, it didn't show in wins, but be proud for what you've been part of and what you've accomplished, because it's really, really special. And regardless, you're going to look back at these years when you're old like me and say, I was part of something. Even though it didn't translate in wins, I was part of something special. And not everybody gets that. So enjoy that, okay?
Thanks, Mike.
You bet. Geoffrey Tadda's up next, and Mr. Tadda said a couple weeks ago that, man, I wish I would have done old time. Golf sucked, and I didn't have a great golf year. I mean, you didn't say that. I'm putting words in your
I saw. I was terrible.
Yeah, but you became a part of this team, and I think that shows a lot of character, because you could have easily said, these guys aren't winning. I don't want to be part of that. I don't care if I sucked at golf. I'll go play putt-putt or something and try to get better. But when you look back and you got one more practice left, one more game left, and you say, I'm glad I did it, what's the feeling that comes over you?
Happiness, I guess. It was fun playing with these guys. I love them to death, and it's just great going on the field with them every day.
Yeah, and Elgin is good in a lot of ways, but what's the biggest thing that you want to leave on that field come Friday night?
A win.
A win. All right, we'll get after it and get it. That would be so great. I would love nothing more than to see that. So, congratulations and good luck to you. Next up, Lucas Cochran is with us, and it's coming to an end. I remember seeing you at the fair, at the Crawford County Fair, and you said, I don't know if I'm going to play or not. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I'm going to play.
I went and watched everybody play the Buckeye game, and all my pretty much brothers are out there for basketball. I mean, all of the seniors, I played with them since my freshman year in basketball and baseball, and I felt like I could contribute, so I came out after the Buckeye game and stuck it out the whole season.
Are you happy with that move?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's a really good thing. And is it going to be sad tomorrow when Coach Wright here says practice is over, you guys go home now, or are you okay about it?
I mean,
Geoffrey may lose it right now. I keep talking about this.
I mean, yeah, it's going to suck. I mean, I'm going to miss it. I mean, considering I'd only been out there for 9 weeks, I mean, I had fun like every day at practice. I mean, some days it was like, you really don't want to be here, but and then overall, I mean, I had fun.
Very good. Well, good luck. I hope you get a win, but enjoy the experience. Win, lose, just enjoy it your last time out there. Thank you very much. Brandon Hiles is next, and I kind of go back and I think about that hot day in must have been August when two-a-days were starting. Must have been August.
I think it was August.
And I remember Coach Sanders was out there, and he was probably, I think, through shirt number 3 already that he had gone through.
Can't wait till
Yeah, I mean, and I talked to you and interviewed you, and you were so gung-ho and ready for the season, yet it just hasn't translated like you had hoped. But what's been the best part for you, week in and week out?
Just the best part is playing with my friends. Just knowing everyone on my team is my friend is just makes it more fun.
Has there ever been a time, and I'm not going to ask you to name names or throw anybody under the bus, but has there ever been times where you just noticed kids weren't in it, they didn't feel like being there, or has it pretty much been, hey, even though we're trying, we're just not getting it translated?
There's been a few times I thought that, but then they instantly showed me that it's not that way. So it wasn't really like they didn't want to be there. It was just maybe one play they tried to take off, which I still don't like.
Yeah, understood. So when you walk off that field and face your family on Friday, what's the emotion that's going to come over you?
I probably have tears running down my face, if we're being honest.
And I would expect that to be. And that's, I've said this year after year at this time of year. As an official, I can remember every year in week 10 of teams that weren't going to the playoffs, and they were really tough guys at the coin flip, and they were crying young men at the end of it. And that's a beautiful thing to me, and because it tells me that they're vested. They're invested in what's going on, and it finally hits them that this is it, and this is a moment of your life that you're never going to get to do again, and that's why this is so special. Well, enjoy it, and don't let it linger too long, but enjoy that moment, and I give you a lot of credit for saying that. Thanks for coming. And finally, we have my buddy Johann Leiss here. Hi, Johann.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, and you came, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
You moved into the community. Decided to jump on board with this team as a senior.
Yep.
And again, it's not been the success you'd hoped for, but what a great experience, and talk about how important that's been for you, getting involved in the school and this community.
I mean, it's nice. Like I said, I came from Toledo. It's nice getting in a small community where you know everyone. Like at my old school, I didn't really know everyone in my class. I knew most kids, but not everyone. And here, I know all the seniors, most of the juniors, and stuff like that. It's nice. And especially everyone on the football team I know who's on the team.
Sure. So you haven't played the number of years that these guys have, but it's no less important to you come Friday night in your last game, especially at home. Talk about what you've thought about on that last game and how you're going to feel about that.
I mean, it's going to be hard playing my last game. You know, I didn't get to play much of my old school, but here I got to play a lot, and it's been nice. It'll probably be sad to play the last game. I'll be sad to see my family watch me play my last game, but at the same time, you know, it'd be nice to be done with football, not running as much. We do run a lot, but other than that.
Yeah, well, you know, as sad as your family might be, you got to be real proud that they came and supported you week in and week out, long bus rides, long bus trips and things like that, practices, doing the laundry, all that kind of good stuff. So give them a big hug and thank them for the support they've given you as well, no question.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck. Thanks for coming out. We'll take a break and we'll talk to Coach Eshelman here in just a moment. We're brought to you in part by Steve Kurtzman and Associates at Innovative Recycling, 352 South Street in Gallion. Candy Bolin at Bolin Realty, 2 blocks west of the Uptown Gallion Square. John Cross at Cross Carpet and Custom Floors, 302 North Seltzer Street, downtown Crestline. And assistant coach Bryan Eshelman is here with us as well. And Coach, you got the Elgin Comets coming in. We've talked about them a little bit. 3-6 overall, 3-3 in the Northwest Central Conference. Zach Winslow, their head coach, and last week they lost to a really talented Upper Scioto Valley team that's going to win the Northwest Central Conference. They fell to them 46-18. But here's the mind-blowing part. They average 36.7 points per game, but they give up 37 points per game. It's kind of it's not hit or miss. It's just one or the other. And earlier in the year, they defeated Perry, a team that just put 49 on you, 68-62. Unbelievable. As you've watched film, what have you seen out of them offensively that really is a big concern?
I think the fact that they're aggressive, the fact that their line sticks with their blocks and really is willing to drive downfield. Seems like their run game is fairly successful with that. So that's kind of like been our primary concern this week, has been how we're going to stop that run and make them throw the ball. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
And they did rush for, or they did have 258 yards of total offense, excuse me, against Upper Scioto Valley last week. 218 on the ground on 38 rushes, just 2 of 8 passing for 40 yards. So as expected, defensively, what do you expect to see out of them defensively?
Defensively, from what I could tell, they're a cover 2 man type team. They're going to press us a little bit, and again, their line is pretty aggressive. They seem to generate pass rush with just 4 down linemen. So we need to be ready for that and have our line ready to go.
Very good. Well, good luck. I'm going to have you pass the microphone down to acting head coach Gerry Wright.
Yes, sir.
I do have a question for him. So it's week 10. You're not going to go on to week 11. This is it. As the acting head coach, have you thought about yourself, let me look through the playbook here. Haven't run that one this year. I think we'll pull this one out. This one's got a little dust on it. I think we'll blow off and run this one.
Oh, yeah.
Has Coach King said, you know what, Coach Wright? Whatever you got to do it.
Let's just say I haven't asked them, but
sometimes it's better to beg forgiveness than to ask permission.
I told the guys we're gonna go out there and put it all out there. We have nothing to lose. If anything, we're gonna go out there and have some fun, and we're gonna try to make something happen.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a couple cheap ones, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, and that's just it. And that's what I guess my closing comment to you would be for all of you again is this is a game. It's supposed to be fun. Yes, the adversity's been there. It's not, we could go on a litany of different things that have happened this year with rain delays and who are we playing this week. But guys, it's about having fun. And that lasting memory in your mind should be, did we have fun as a group of young men together? And if you can walk off and say, we had a great time in our last game, I don't care what the scoreboard says, you guys are all winners, and it means a lot to be able to do that. I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations, again, not on wins and losses, congratulations on sticking together, getting stronger week after week, and I could tell you guys all care about each other an awful lot based on what you said. So thanks for all year for coming out, I do appreciate it, and still plugging Coach King a little bit to see if he's coming next week to kind of wrap up the season. We'll kind of see how that goes. We don't know how he feels yet, but we'll take care of that down the road.
Absolutely. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Taking a look at our media schedule tomorrow night, we have the Ryan Day show. Ryan Day and the Buckeyes were off last week. They hit the road to Bloomington, Indiana, so they'll be previewing that show. We'll have the Ryan Day show at 6:05. Friday night, we have the opening drive with Cameron Moon. That'll be at 6:30. a quick sprint around all local football. That'll be followed up by a doubleheader of high school football. It'll be Upper Sandusky at Bucyrus on WQEL, kickoff at 7 o'clock with Josh Stallings and Jeff Roberts. And Coach Tim Byrie and Jared Moore has our game of the week on WBCO. Cross-county rival Winford at Mohawk, again at 7 o'clock on WBCO. As mentioned, Saturday, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes at the Indiana Hoosiers in Bloomington. We have coverage at 6 o'clock, kickoff right around 7:30. Special thanks to everyone here at the Galleon Pizza Hut, especially the manager tonight, Jordan Roop. Hannah was our server tonight. Appreciate her assistance. Thank you, Danny Lane, back in the studio for keeping me on the air, and camera operator Cameron Moon, as well as Harper Boggs for all her help each and every week. Thank you to Galleon head football coach Matt Dick and his assistant coaches, Colonel Crawford assistant coach Brett DeGray and his players, Crestline assistant coaches Gerry Wright and Bryan Eshelman and their players as well. Thank you to our sponsors, and most of all, Facebook people for tuning in tonight. Certainly appreciate that. For WQEL Sports, this has been Mike Sparks reminding you, a spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.